Hey everyone, it's Dee, the Audacionaire. Now, let me ask you this. Have you ever experienced that sinking feeling of rejection after pouring your heart and soul into a sales call only to have the prospect hang up on you? That's happened to me. I don't know if that's happened to you before. That's definitely happened to me. Well, we've all been there, and it's time to end that. Today, we're going to be tapping into our individual audacity to overcome sales call adversity, create audaciously, and shift the culture. Get ready to boost your sales success with ChatGPT's secret non-rejection sales scripts. No more rejections, just results. Let's dive in and transform your sales game together. Are you ready? Let's dive in. Okay, listen. Hey. So first, what's your name? Where you're chiming in from? You know, I like to do anything related to chat. Hey, Shalonda. Anything to do with ChatGPT, very much so live and organic. And not only am I going to be working in the ChatGPT today, but I'm also going to be working into Bard. And if you're not familiar with Bard, Bard is Google's AI. And he's really young, he's very immature, and he does not have the same level of functionality that ChatGPT has. But he does have a lot of value, and just I'm really excited because I can see in a lot of different ways where you can use Bard and you can use ChatGPT together to make some amazing things. But today we're talking about sales scripts. I'm not going to get sidetracked. Okay, and we're going to share my screen in a second, and we're going to actually dive into ChatGPT and really get into the swing of things and start creating a sales script for our business. Now, most of my clients are in the staffing space. They are starting their niche recruitment and staffing business, but I work with professionals in just about every industry. So this particular session is all about people who are looking to create a sales script. But you know I'm going to use staffing as my example because that's where my clients are, okay? So, hey, Deidre. Hey, Virgil. I haven't seen you in a long time. I hope you're doing well. Hey, Melinda. Arizona in the house. I love that. I have to go to Arizona. I have one of my employees, he's in Arizona right now, and every day he comes into the office virtually and he talks about how the weather is so beautiful there. By the way, if you're watching this, I am hiring for an appointment setter, a sales closer, an HR manager, a recruiter, and a little bit more. So if you know somebody who's looking for an opportunity, definitely DM me or DM me their information or have them DM me because we are definitely hiring, we're growing, and I'm looking for people who are super passionate about helping people first, and then second, you know, like they got to be super smart. So, so I just want to throw that out there. Okay. So, Stephanie Lynn, New Jersey, instructor staffing agency. I love. Okay, we're gonna have some fun today because one of the biggest questions that I get all the time is how do I get clients? And most of my clients are in the staffing space, but a lot of people are like, listen, they are, okay, teacher, don't start. I need help, okay? Most people are like, okay, I need clients. It doesn't matter whether they're in staffing. It doesn't matter whether they're starting their bakery. It doesn't matter whether they're starting a digital marketing agency. They need clients. And one of the best ways to get clients is to go out and to actually attract those clients through email automation, like outbound email automation. Inbound email automation is extremely important, but outbound is too. And today we're going to talk a little bit about how to use ChatGPT to kind of get into that. So I'm going to share my screen and we're going to get into the nitty gritty. Y'all get ready. Don't talk to me, y'all, because hold on. Okay, perfect. Because I want to make sure that I give y'all my full heart and soul. Okay, here we go. All right, perfect. Now y'all can see my screen. So now let's go into chat. Now remember, with chat, you only have 25 messages you can do with GPT-4. I definitely like to play in GPT-4 before I go into 3.5. And I'll show you the difference. 3.5, the reasoning, you have 3 notches. The speed, you have 5. And the consciousness, you have 2. But in 4, the reasoning is 5. The consciousness is 4. And the speed is 2. So you see right here, GPT-4 currently has a cap of 25 messages every 3 hours. So we have to play with this very nicely. Okay, we're talking about sales letters. We're talking about sales. How do we build our sales campaign? So we're starting a staffing business, let's just say. Who we're gonna do? I always play in the nurses space, the IT space. We do a little bit of nursing, we do a little bit of IT. So with me, I have my clients go through their niche overview worksheet, which is our now playbook, and they have to understand their market and see what's most important to their market, and then they create email content from what's most important to their market, or they have created some type of lead magnet. In our last video, and you can take a look at that last video, we did a lead magnet for the healthcare staffing space. And maybe we'll piggyback off of that and create the email automation from that. So let's go back through. If this is your first time with ChatGPT, it is an artificial intelligence platform, one of the most, what is the best way to say, mature platforms that we have right now. On your left-hand side, as you can see, these are all different type of chat conversations that I've had with ChatGPT. And it remembers what's in an individual chat box. So if you try to start a new conversation to talk about something you did 16 chats ago, it's not going to remember. You've got to go back in and you've got to go back to that original chat. Now, I'm not looking at my comments. So if y'all here, ask your questions, okay? And you can feel free to chime in because this is a very interactive session. I'm going to get some water, okay? So we can really dive into this because I came home from my date to hang out with you all today. And we're going to have some fun with this, okay? So let's see. We went through a chat. Y'all see I've gone through a lot of Jesus in the Roman era. I was asking him all types of questions. Let's see. We did the bill rate debate. Let's see. Nurse admin assistant. Let's see. I think this is what we did when we were together in our last one. My name is Dee Williams. I'm the CEO of a healthcare staffing agency named Identifies Consulting that is a super high-end boutique and focuses on only placing nurse administrators. So when we are writing, we will be speaking with chief nursing officers about finding and securing and hiring nurse administrators within a home healthcare facility. Can you help me write a few email marketing emails? So that's where we left off in our last, in our last interaction together, and we're picking back up to talk about how we take that sales to the next level. So now he's given us some information, just like a basic outline here. We know right now that I'm the CEO of a healthcare staffing agency named Identifies Consulting, super high-end boutique, which means that I focus on staffing. I focus on staffing people with a higher prestige of quality. And I look to work with organizations who value quality in a different type of way in this particular example. I focus on placing nurse administrators, and I am talking to chief nursing officers that are working within a home healthcare facility. I don't even know if chief nursing officers are in home healthcare facilities, but that's how this different example is going. So let's talk about what the biggest challenge. I always like to go in and ask, so nurse administrators within a home healthcare facility, let's actually talk to chat as in a real person. So I say, hey, Chat GPT. I like to acknowledge him because, like I said to you all before, like if the robots ever take over, they'll be our friend, okay? So, hey, Chat GPT, let me ask you a quick question. The thing about AI is that you want to talk to it as if you're talking to yourself. And then I'm going to paste this. And I'm going to say, let me go here. Do nurse administrators report to let's start there, chief nurse administrator within, CNA, let me do this right, chief, because they're thinking it's a certified nursing assistant, chief nursing officer, CNO, within a home healthcare facility. So let's get the question answered first. And then he's going to say, Yes, typically nurse administrators will report to the chief nursing officer within a home health care facility. The chief nursing officer is responsible for overseeing all nursing related activities within the facility, which would include managing nurse administrators. And I'm going to say, okay, cool, thanks. What are their biggest challenges? What are the biggest challenges? Because you don't want to write an email that's not going to make sense. A lot of people are asking questions, right? They're like, why can't I get through to the hiring manager, or why can't I get through to a potential client? It's because you're not focusing on what's most important to them. So what are the biggest challenges for chief nursing officers? Like, what's most important to them? Okay, so I just want y'all to see how I'm playing with him. Now, when you use Bard, which is Google's AI, he doesn't work this way into them. Okay, he's a little bit, like I said, a little bit newer. We'll go into Bard a little bit and just go look at that. If you're here for the first time, my name is Dee Williams, Audacionaire. I'm excited to have you here today. We are in ChatGPT. We're about to build like a super awesome sales email marketing campaign. I would love to know where you're chiming in from, what type of business you have. If it's staffing, what's your niche? If it's not staffing, what type of business are you chiming in? Are you starting or are you working on? And let's see how we can support you. This is something I love to do, so I'm excited that you're here. Okay, so Chat said the biggest challenges for chief nursing officers can vary depending on the healthcare facility and the specific context in which they work. However, some common challenges that CNOs face include staffing shortages and turnover, patient safety and quality of care, budget and resource management, and regulatory compliance. Okay, so that's cool because, so let me ask them different questions. So, so I would like to reach out to CNOs. Oh, shoot. Okay, wait. No. I wasn't ready. That was my fingers moved too fast. Okay, so I would like to reach out to CNOs and large home healthcare group facilities. Okay, and then don't worry about the spelling. You can always go back and change it. And then I'm going to say, what are their biggest challenges? Because what he's telling me is that there is more for me to understand. I'm going to tell you why I know that, because I want to show y'all how I really break chat down. So he said right here, the biggest challenges for chief nursing officers, CNOs, can vary depending on the healthcare facility. As soon as he said that, it made me want to break him down a little bit more. Well, what type of healthcare facility? So it made me want to go back and ask the question differently. So I want to reach out to CNOs and large healthcare group facilities. What are their biggest challenges? So what are they dealing with, right? So let's see if he understands Dee's version of what he's going to, Okay, so the biggest challenges for chief nursing officers and the largest home healthcare group facilities can vary, but some common challenges they may face are staffing and shortage. Okay, so which one of these 5 choices are the most important? Okay, so let's see what he says. He says all of the challenges, I love this, all of the challenges are listed are important in home health care facilities. However, if I had to choose one that is most critical, it would likely be patient safety and quality of care. Ensuring that patients receive safe, high quality care is the core mission of the healthcare facility and is the responsibility of the CNO to oversee and manage the delivery of care. Without a focus on patient safety and the quality of care, the other challenges become much harder to manage, and overall the success of the facility is jeopardized. I'm going to say, okay, thank you. I really appreciate that. Let's talk to him now, y'all. Let's get into this. Okay, thank you. I really appreciate that. You really want to talk to him. APPRE, appreciate that. So now we've got to pull the layers back a little bit more. Then if they say that patient safety and quality of care is most important, I'm going to say, so I am a nurse, which I'm not, but I work with thousands of nurses. I feel like I am a nurse running a niche recruitment and staffing business. How can I help solve they said, okay, they said it would be patient safety and quality of care challenge through my by using my staffing services. And then I'm going to do something different. I'm going to say I have a lot of competition and I want to set myself apart. Can you help? Let's see, provide me with some ways to solve this challenge? CHALLENG, in a way that my competition is not. Now, I know I'm being very specific, but you really got to just like be very specific. You're talking to artificial intelligence. He doesn't really, I call him a he might be a girl. My Larry says he's a girl. I say he's a guy. So let's see what he says. Okay. He says, as a nurse, we got him excited. He says, as a nurse running a niche recruitment and staffing business, you can help solve the patient safety and quality of care challenge by providing high quality nurse administrators who are skilled, experienced, and have the right personality traits to succeed in a challenging and fast-paced healthcare environment. Here are some ways you can set yourself apart from your competition. Focus on personalized service. Differentiate yourself from your competitors by offering. Okay. So are there any common mistakes? Are there any common statements or sayings that CNOs are saying often about what challenges they are having? Because my first email, I want to try to relate to them in a way that I'm saying exactly what they're saying now that I have an understanding. Oh, look at this. See, this is what most people aren't, like how most people aren't really using chat. They don't understand how to use him. They're using him on a very basic level. But you got to pull the layers back. Did y'all see that prompt? I'm going to save that prompt and I'm going to put that I'm going to put this in the chat because y'all could probably use this on your own. This is really important. I know, Deidre, why are you saying hilarious? She's so funny. Because you see me over here like fangirling over this freaking AI. It's insane. Okay, now, so are there any common statements? That's a great prompt for ChatGPT. Are there any common statements or sayings that ... Okay. So I said, are there any common statements or sayings that I said CHOs, but he knew exactly what I was talking about. I love that. Are saying often about what challenges they're having. He says, yes, there are some common statements or sayings that chief nursing officers might use to describe this. I just want y'all to understand that I'm literally doing my research before I'm starting the email writing process. I'm not just writing emails because that doesn't make sense. That's not going to get you a response back. I'm actually taking the time to research before I write the email so that I can make sure I get it right. That's very important. It's the first step to ever writing an email, and I'm showing you how to do it here. Okay, so they say, yes, there are some common statements we might use to describe the challenges they are facing. We're struggling to find and retain qualified nursing talent. CNOs might express frustration with the difficulty of finding. We need to improve patient outcomes and quality of care. Okay, so these are going to be my first 5 emails. Let's get fired up. Okay, Okay, so there we go. Okay, so we're gonna say, okay, thank you, Chat GPT. Can you do me a favor? Can you do me a favor and write the most compelling email you can to a chief, see what CNO, about the following topic. Okay, I'm giving y'all the goods right now. So then you paste the following topic because that's the first thing that he said that was important to them, right? And then you're gonna tell him now what you want him to do. I want you to speak on this topic from the perspective of the CNO not having the talent and what the results will be if not having the talent. Okay, so that's the first thing. The second thing I want to tell him is it must be compelling and thought-provoking. Provokig. I want them by the end of the email to want to book an appointment, to schedule an appointment with me about their struggle to find and retain qualified nurse staff. But you got to tell them, don't start there though. Give them some meaningful information, meaningful info. Tell them things that they need to hear in a very inspirational type of way. Give them real statistics from people, my spelling is horrible, who you can quote and actually cite. Now, the reason why I say this is because I asked Chat recently, like, can you go in and give me some quotes or some people, give me some quotes. This mofo, y'all, this mofo gonna bring me quotes back that were phenomenal, but they were by ABC Company or AB. I was like, sir. I need real quotes, sir. All right, let's see what he come back with. Let's not get real with it. Okay, he gave me a subject line. Struggling to find and retain qualified nursing staff, you are not alone. Dear CNO's name, as a chief nursing officer, you know firsthand how challenging it can be to find and retain qualified nursing staff. According to a recent study by the American Nurses Association, that is a real person that he's quoting, over 60% of healthcare facilities report a shortage of nursing staff, which can have serious consequences for patient care and outcomes. Not having the talent you need can impact every aspect of your healthcare facility, from patient satisfaction to quality of care. You need a team of skilled and experienced nursing staff who can provide safe, compassionate care to patients in a fast-paced and challenging environment. What you say? Wow, I'm excited. I know, Kawanda, that's crazy, right? It said, oh, look, he's talking about my company. He says, that's where Identifies Consulting comes in. Our specialized healthcare staffing agency focuses exclusively on placing nurse administrators in high-end home healthcare facilities like yours. So notice, remember, my market was like more affluent home healthcare facilities, not like the average everyday one that's like not trying to pay me, right? We use cutting-edge technology and a rigorous screening process to identify and attract top talent, ensuring that your facility has access to the very best nursing staff available. We understand that finding and retaining qualified nursing staff is a complex and ongoing challenge, and we're here to help. Our personalized services, ongoing support, and focus on quality over quantity can help you overcome staffing shortages and provide high-quality care to your patients. Let's schedule a call to discuss how Identifies Consulting can help you. Okay, so I want to say this is great. This is great, but it does not really sound like I gotta put this down, talking to the person, talking directly to the person. I don't want it to feel salesy. Because a lot of y'all are like, I don't want to feel like I'm selling them something. I don't want to feel like the salesy, right? So you have to just tell her that. Can you rewrite again? Let's see what he does. Okay. This one should not feel so salesy. He said, as a fellow healthcare professional, which I am not, but I understand the frustration and stress that comes with finding and retaining qualified nursing staff. The shortage of nursing staff can create staffing shortages, impact patient care, ultimately lead to burnout and turnover for the nursing team. At Identifies Consulting, we're passionate about helping healthcare facilities like yours overcome this challenge. We specialize in placing nurse administrators in high-end home healthcare facilities, and we use the latest technology. So he just kind of condensed it, and he still used and talked about us. So this would be kind of like your level 1 or your layer 1 email, and you can use both. What I would probably do is condense both, right? Because I would like to start as a chief nursing officer, firsthand how challenging it can be to retain staff. And then I would say, and I understand the frustration and stress that comes with finding and retaining qualified nurse staff. So I would put those two together. And I'm going to just tell you a rule about chat. Like, it's really important to know that, like, his first round is not always the best round. Sometimes it's the second round, it's the third round. But I got to show y'all something really quick. So hold on. So do you see right here? We wrote this, like right here. Can you do me a favor and write the most compelling email you can? I just want y'all to see the difference between chat and Bard. And first of all, that is the worst effing AI name on the planet. Google got to get it right. Bard sounds like barf. It sounds like poop. It sounds like barf. It doesn't sound. And I had a whole conversation with Bart this morning, like, yo, where'd your name come from? Because, like, it's disgusting. But he didn't like that. He was like, I'm sorry, come again? Like, he was real. He was like, I'm sorry, come again? My bad. Okay, so let's see what he says, if it's the same thing. Okay. So here, he says, I'm writing to you to express my concern about the nursing shortage that's currently facing in our healthcare system. As you know, the nursing profession is in high demand, and there's simply not enough qualified nurses. This shortage is having a significant impact. In a recent survey, by 80% nurses reported feeling burned out, and 60% they're aging by. Okay, so he had a different approach. So I could potentially use this as like my second email. So I'm not opposed to this email that he wrote. Definitely different from what Chat wrote. I feel like what Chat wrote was definitely a little bit more extensive and connected a little bit more, but that's your email 1, that's your email 2, and you can do 2 or 3 or 4 emails like that to get to start like week 1 if you're talking to that client, and you're going to focus week 1 solely on the first topic, which is we're struggling to retain and find qualified nursing talent. Then you're going to start writing your email for the second one, because he's given us 5 bullet points. Now, you can run bullet point number 1 for 5 days. You can run bullet point number 1 for 1 day. Do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let it rest for 2 days, and then come back and start with your second. We're struggling to find talent. And remember, the idea is that you're sending a number of emails to see which one of those emails connects with the person, with the hiring manager or the person that you are courting because you're looking for them to connect with the challenge that they're actually having. And you don't know what that is, especially when you're doing outbound marketing, right? So the idea is to connect and get that in. So now we're going to go to the second one. And basically what I do is just copy the original message, paste, and then you're going to go in and copy number 2. It's just going to do me a favor. And then you got to get, we're struggling to find retain. That's the end. Paste. Okay. Let's make sure we did it right. I think we did. And then let's go ahead and go in. Here we go. That's now email number 2. Okay. Hey, let's read this email really quickly. Subject line, struggling to improve patient outcomes and quality of care. We're here to help. Dear CNO's name, as a chief nursing officer, you understand the critical importance of patient safety and quality of care. You're dedicated to providing the best possible care to your patients and improving outcomes, but you know that this can be a difficult ongoing challenge. Okay, so I'm going to say, write another one, but please make it more inspirational. Because sometimes, like if I am a hiring manager getting the same types of emails over and over again, sometimes it just makes sense to have a different flair to it. The first time it was more business focused. This time it's going to be more inspirational focused, right? So as a chief nursing officer, you're committed to providing high quality care to your patients and improving outcomes. You know, the quality of care you can provide can have a powerful impact on the lives of your patients and their families. At Identify Consulting, we share your commitment to improving patient outcomes and quality of care. We understand that this requires a team of skilled and experienced nursing staff who are dedicated to providing safe, compassionate, and patient-centered care. Unfortunately, finding and retaining qualified nursing staff can be a complex and ongoing challenge, especially in today's competitive healthcare environment. So you see, it's laid down a foundation for you here to create that second layer. Okay. Yes, you got to have a real conversation with the Deidre. It's imperative. Like a real. Most people think, oh, just tell it, give it a directive. But no, you got to talk to it like you would talk to me. But let me disclaimer. Okay. So you can get caught up with chat. I've had some late night conversations, so don't get so caught up. But what I will say is that, like, if you're looking for a starting point of something, this is a great starting point. I would never just copy paste and make that my whatever chat said my saying. I would always go through and add my flair, sort of my flavor with it, because at the end of the day, they're going to be really talking to me. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. But when I say speeding up time, like I feel like artificial intelligence is speeding up time so freaking fast. You know what I'm saying? Like you're going to be able to get things done so much faster. So now when you're like, okay, I need to write a letter and I want to put it together email marketing campaign, and D is telling me you got to put together this campaign, you can go ahead and you can do it in 2 or 3 days versus 2 or 3 weeks, because you got a starting point, and then you can go in and start adding your space. But I would never leave my email like this. This is only a starting point. I would always add a little bit more. I would tell him, like, this, just be real. Like, I feel like this is the type of email that anyone would write. I am attempting to stand out. Is there any way you can add some sort of strategy within the email to give the CNO more value right now? Now, I'm pushing him out of his comfort zone because I want him to rewrite the email, and I asked him to put a strategy in. Let's see how he answers. He says absolutely. Chat acts like he can do everything. But let's see what he does. As a chief nursing officer, you know the improvement patient care, blah, 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 blah. And identifies as though we're passionate about helping healthcare facilities like yours. Okay. And we did that. But we also believe improving patient outcomes is more than just finding the right talent. That's why we're offering a complimentary assessment of your current patient outcomes and quality of care. So he came up with the strategy of offering a complimentary assessment of your current patient outcomes and quality of care. I wonder if y'all feel like that's a good strategy. I don't know. If you in the box, if you feel like that's a good strategy in the chat box, let me know. Like, I'm not against that. But what do you think? I don't know. Hey, Tyree, you can come in our world. Do you think that that's a good strategy? He's offering a complimentary assessment of your current patient outcomes care. So let's see what else he has under his belt. Can you give me another email with, because what you can do, WITH with float. I'm listening to music in my ear, y'all. With another strategy. I don't know if y'all heard that Janelle Monáe's song called Float. Like, I feel like that's gonna be my theme song when I do my next speaking event. I'm gonna be speaking in London soon. I'm gonna like come out on that story like, hey. Okay, let's see what he does here. Okay, he says you understand the critical importance of having the right nursing staff. What did he say in the first one? Okay, so he's giving me a second. So like now he's giving me my second email. Okay, but finding and retaining the right talent can be a daunting and ongoing to identify as we are passionate about helping healthcare for life. But we also believe that improving that your staffing strategy is more than just finding the right talent. That's why we're offering. Okay, so I got to ask him again because he's getting on my nerves with this. Okay, and just say another strategy that is not a. He keep giving away complimentary strategy sessions. It's not a compliment or a, let's see what he says this. He's gonna make up another name, y'all. Complimentary assessment of your current patient outcomes and quality of care. Let's see what else he comes with. Let's see with this strategy. He says that we're offering a customized staffing solution that meets the unique needs of your healthcare facility. We'll work with you to understand your staffing needs. So he's really giving you 3 hardcore strategies to be able to entice that person to come in and connect with you. And I think this is really valuable when you're thinking about how you're going to develop business. The biggest question that people have is, how do I get new clients? Like I hear this all the time, but how you get new clients is having a conversation with them and focusing on the conversation, creating a conversation about topics that are important to them. Like if you ask me right now, D, what is your biggest challenge? I would tell you my biggest challenge. I would say it's a challenge, but I would definitely say that just like any other employer, finding the right talent that fits into your culture, but is like also pretty dope in the work that they do. And, you know, when you're building your own organization, you'll start to feel the burn of what your clients are feeling when they're building their staffing business. So it's really, and that's why I love this business model. Like people say, oh, I don't want to do a staffing business, or they turn their nose up at it. But what company doesn't need to hire at what point and what time? I say this all the time. Even the aliens could come and visit us. And we still going to need to hire somebody to kill the aliens, hire somebody to hang out with the aliens, take care of them. I'm just saying, there's never not a time where somebody needs to hire. Like, it's the best business model to ever get into. But who am I? You know, I'm just a little chocolate chick from Baltimore, you know. I don't know much. But today was all about opening your mind on how to use ChatGPT to create amazing sales letters, sales, like literally using it, pulling the layers back. But that's the thing, when you're using chat, you've got to pull the layers back in order to really bring your sales letter to life. And I asked him to add a strategy in there, but you can keep adding layer after layer after layer after layer after layer after layer, to make your letter great. And you can just tell him, like, awesome, I need some stats. I need you to add some real statistics. You always have to say that. Statistics that can be cited. Please cite them. They can be cited. I think he'll be fine with that. He's pretty easygoing. He's got a pretty easygoing personality. So now he rewrites it again. He gives me the same. And then let's see, he adds here. Did you know that a recent study found that that gives you more credibility? Because remember, when you're doing a sales letter or when you're talking to somebody on a sales and business development perspective, when you're trying to acquire a client, you want to connect with them mentally, like they're logically and emotionally. So when you put those statistics in, it lets them know that, hey, from a rational perspective, right? Statistically, this makes sense. And then you get into the stuff that makes their heart warm. So did you know that a recent study found that nearly 60% of hospitals experience a nursing shortage, that the shortage projected to worsen in a couple of years? And I did it with this company. We're compared to having it. Okay, here you go. So this is what I'm talking about. How many of you right now feel like you can absolutely create some amazing sales emails to go out to your clients? Let me know. I have to drop D. Oh, hi, DJ. Hey, Cornell. Yeah, man. I love it. If you feel like you can make some sales emails, I want to know from you. I want to hear from you. Yes. Sales emails are so easy. When you're talking about connecting with your clients, whether you're in a staffing, I use staffing as an example here today, but it doesn't matter the client that you are looking to obtain. You can use artificial intelligence, ChatGPT, to go in and to create the foundational base of your sales conversation so you can obtain the best clients and generate the type of revenue that you absolutely deserve to generate while still creating a major impact in society. So my name is Dee Williams and Dee Williams Audacionaire, and I help professionals set up, launch, run, scale their very own niche recruitment and staffing business. I am also a tech startup founder, founder of Reskillify.com, the CannabisJobBoard.com, and a few other platforms that are coming down the line. And I'm here to inspire the world and help people to step out of their comfort zone, to be resilient, and to literally do the things that they're passionate about. So I appreciate you watching today. I got a date, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. My date is like sitting right there waiting on me. So I can't play with y'all tonight, but I put the reminder on. So I had to come in. So I'm going to my date. I'll hook up with y'all later in the week. And I really appreciate you all hanging out with me. And we'll dive back into ChatGPT. And I got another video coming up soon, and we'll dive into it in a little more detail. I appreciate you watching and have a great night. Bye.